Hi, beautiful souls. Welcome back to my channel, Kuralma. My name is Stephanie DeLeonardis, and I today want to talk about love, my most favorite topic. What is love, and what do we mean when we say, I love you? This has definitely changed over the course of my life. I certainly felt at levels in the past, at times in the past, that love was something that had to be earned. This was a profound message that I recently awakened to in a process of healing with one of the healers that I work with, uncovering certain aspects of ego, becoming aware of how the ego tries to interrupt and cover up the divine essence, our eternal light, our being, our eternal essence. And I just want to share with you all my process of discovering this frequency, this energy, this life force that is love. It certainly took a rough and treacherous path for me to really experience the contrast of that. I think there was a lot of confusion that I experienced in my life as a young adult, as an adolescent, and having left home at such a young age. I became very confused about my worthiness. I began telling a story to myself that I was not worthy of being loved, that there was something wrong with me, that I couldn't show up in the way that other people were, my siblings or classmates or people that I interacted with. I always felt that there was something innately wrong with me. I had this yearning to express myself in these almost dramatic ways and really like to push the envelope. And often I felt like it was a disturbance, and almost was just a level of too much. So I began to tell these stories and adopt these beliefs over time. And as I continued to tell myself these stories, I continued to attract opportunities, relationships, events, situations that would affirm this. And then I would then again affirm that belief and tell myself, see, I was right. And I think there's also a lot of this misconception that we have, again, that love is earned, that I have, and if I can meet these expectations, if I can reach this accomplishment, if I can appease this person, then I'm worthy of receiving love. And the truth is that love is our birthright. It's the truth of who we are. It's where we came from. It's who we are. It's where we will go when we leave this space and this dimension. It is the eternal life force that encompasses everything that is. And my journey of awakening to this truth, has been such a beautiful and rich and interesting story. So I had felt this calling to work with plant medicine, to work with ayahuasca specifically. And I didn't know anything really about it. I didn't know anybody who had worked with this particular entheogen. And but I felt this calling, this inner calling. And so I just started researching and trusting, and I emailed a couple of places in Peru. And honestly, I'd forgotten about it. I kind of had let go of the idea that this was something that was going to happen, because I didn't hear any immediate responses. And months later, I received an email. I came to work. I'd had a really horrible weekend, and there was an email in my inbox from a retreat center inviting me to a 10-day journey in Peru, to the jungle and to Machu Picchu. And I knew that when I had been sending out that energy to the universe of, when the time is right, I didn't want to force or predict or control. I was actually pretty scared, to be honest, of working with this plant. I didn't know what to expect. I didn't know anybody. Nonetheless, I knew that when I received that email, that it was this intuitive knowing, this is the time. So I made arrangements. I made my deposit. And I let my family know, and they pretty much thought I was nuts, because I didn't know any of the people that I was going to be going on this retreat with. I just felt this, I was called to do it. And since I've been a risk taker my whole life, I just felt, all right, let's do this. So my beautiful family bought me my plane ticket. I paid for my retreat, and I just went without really any expectation. And the first couple of ceremonies, I didn't really experience much, but it was the third ceremony that we held that I just remember setting my intention over and over and over again numerous times and writing it down, so I was very clear about really wanting to know the truth of who I am, and to alleviate and let go of the fear of what people think, and to really embody the true essence of my being. And in this process, in this journey, I remember in the beginning seeing all these different bugs, and I just felt like there's a level of, I don't know if it's dissociation, but often the visions that come through, it's you're almost out of body. And I felt this total discomfort, and I was trying to take these things off, but it wasn't even really off me, it was just around me. And when I surrendered and let go, there was this thought that came through or this intuitive thought that said, look at your hands. And I looked at my hands, and there were eyes in my hands, and all of a sudden my body started to move in this particular way, and I felt this energy, this frequency move through my body, and my body just started moving this particular way, and there was these orbs of light that were emanating out of my hands, and wherever I would place my attention, this energy would be sent to this person. And I was overwhelmed with this tremendous frequency of just love that I had never felt before. It was towards the end of the journey, I was in nearly a state of paralysis. I was so overwhelmed with the information that was flooding through that it was the most unfamiliar feeling I had ever felt. And I just wept, and I wept, and I wept, and I cried, because I was remembering who I am, who we are. And that was the beginning of me tapping into this frequency. And what I want to share is that these plants, these tools are they're meant to be used in a sacred way. I have experienced and have seen the contrary. These are divine sacraments, and held in a safe setting, and in a space with reverence and love. The medicine will show you and will teach you and remind you of who you are. However, this could also be one of the pitfalls and traps in the spiritual community, I believe, is again looking to something outside of us to create that feeling. I believe that there is a time and a place, and I absolutely needed, I just spent a year very frequently working with the plants. And but what I discovered was that I found myself in this loop of seeking an external to create that feeling inside of me. And I suffered a pretty intense trauma. I walked into a literal nightmare that I had been dreaming since I was a child, which I realized after this event had transpired that this was part of my soul plan. And it taught me very profound lessons. I spent 3 months, made a commitment to just completely just stay deep in meditation, in silence for at least 2 hours a day, so that I could harness and remember and heal myself, for me to heal myself, because we in essence are our own healers. We have many beautiful tools, teachers, guides, methods that can take us to this space, but in essence, the true infinite nature of our being is the one that is creating, allowing for the divine frequency, which we are a part of, which is our makeup that heals. So in this process of my spending the 3 months of just complete sobriety and meditation, I just really took the time to be still and to be with myself and my heart. I had the most profound, beautiful transformation that happened at a meditation retreat with Dr. Joe Dispenza in 2018. And in this meditation, I remember I began having visions. I started seeing images come through in my mind's eye, my third eye, and I we were meditating for about 8 hours. We started at night and we would end early in the morning. And so there was a method of sitting up and then laying down and sitting up and laying down and tricking the mind so that the brain could go into different brainwave states and for the analytical mind to get out of the way, because to really tap into the subconscious, we cannot access it when we're in analytical beta thinking. And I just remember wanting so bad to have this mystical experience and to really have this profound healing that I had seen, and so many people had, that I've known in the community had these spontaneous healings and mystical experiences. And so the conscious mind was trying to latch on to having this experience, or thinking about this is what it's going to look like. And so in this process of sitting up and laying down and sitting up and laying down, I was fatigued. It was the second day of the meditation retreat, and I had stayed up for quite some time, and I had so much fun with so many beautiful souls that I reconnected with from other lives. It was just like the soul family reunion, and we had so much fun. So anyway, I laid down when Joe asked us to lay down at one point, and I felt tired. I felt fatigued. So instead of laying up, which is how I was trying to receive the images or visions that would come through, I just decided I'm going to take a nap. So I rolled over on my side and I went into a dream. And I'm a dreamer. I remember more of my dreams from childhood than I do waking life memories. So for me, dreams are very rich in information. I receive a lot of encoded information when I'm in these realms of dreaming. So in this dream, this person comes out and has a load of tapestries or towels or clothing or something just laid out on their hands and asking me to do it. And I had been so conditioned or used to just pleasing people and just doing what people asked me to do, because I didn't want to disrupt anything or ruffle any feathers. So, but in the dream, as this person was asking me to do something, there was this moment of just the consciousness had aligned, and I stood in my power and I said, no, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to do more of what I want to do. And all of a sudden, I started to wake up. I could feel myself waking up out of my dream. I had blindfolds on. It was kind of in that weird state when you're waking up. You've had this intense dream of between wakefulness and sleep. And I felt like I was having a heart attack. My heart was racing so fast. And the first thought was like, oh my God, I'm having a heart attack. And the second thought that came in said, you're healing, surrender. And I just allowed, and all of a sudden there was this lightning bolt. It seemed this electric surge of energy that just, it came through into my heart. And this energy was electric, and it was hot, and it was expanding. And again, I was in this state of almost paralysis. It was very akin to what I had experienced with the plants, only this time there was no exogenous substance involved. And I just laid there, and I remember learning through studying this work with Joe and other teachers is that all frequency carries information. And when this frequency hit me, it had a message for me. And the message was, you're worthy of being loved. You're worthy of having the things that you want. You're worthy of love. You're deserving of the things that you desire. You're worthy, you're worthy. And I just wept, and I cried, and I cried, and I wept, and I cried. And again, I couldn't move, and I could barely move my mouth, and I would just say, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. And after that, I realized that divine love that I had found, that thank God that we have these beautiful tools. The plants had invited me, that were the initial reminder um, I later discovered that it is not anything outside of me. That this frequency, this beautiful energy, this energy that heals, that creates life, resides within me and all around me. And since that moment, my life has completely changed. I have never I have never stopped paying attention to my heart. I have continued to cultivate the energy, the relationship, the love for myself and for my own personal healing, because I know that this is the frequency that heals. And as I heal myself, because we are all connected, this is how I partake in healing, helping heal the world. And so today, when I say to people that I love them, and when I express this energy, this frequency, this beautiful state of being, it really is this God force that I'm pouring to other people, because this is who we are, and I am honoring the divine in you, because you are it and it is you. And so I am so in love with becoming love, that this is my ultimate mission and purpose in life, is to continue to cultivate that relationship, to expand, because the heart knows no limitations. That frequency that emits from our heart transcends time and space. And when I'm in this space, when I can just surrender to this frequency, and I allot, a couple of hours a day to connect and to really stay conscious to bring this energy to all those that I come in contact with. So my most favorite subject, my most favorite thing in life, the purpose to live, the essence of who I am, and what I came here to do, is to love. So I am just honored to share this story with you, and to be a servant, and to guide and mentor those who are seeking to find this, who are seeking for greater truth. So thank you so much for joining me, and I look forward to sharing with you more stories the next time. Much love, many blessings. Ciao.